From Columbus, Mississippi. Ken is a major in the United States Air Force and a first officer for United Airlines. He's on the roll through 30 miles an hour. The tail wheel is already off the ground. As he approaches 60 miles an hour, he lifts off ever so gently and banks away from the crowd. He's flown over 40 different aircraft, from the Piper Cub all the way up to the immense and huge C-5 Galaxy airplane. Coming around from the right, he's got his air show smoke on. It means his performance is on here at AirPower over Hampton Roads. As he reaches show center, let's watch as Ken pulls hard on the stick, rolls the airplane quarter roll to the left, and then does double shoulder roll and a triple all the way around to the right. He'll depart on the left-hand side of the box as he subjects his body to sometimes 7 times the normal pull of gravity. It would make you and me get very sick. As the Rhino crew comes back through, gives them a wave as K9 now gets the show center again. He's going 200 miles an hour. He's got 300 horsepower pulling him through as he gets a beautiful straight and level pass into a huge vertical pull. At only 500 feet above the ground, he tilts his head back, rolls the airplane with point roll into the inverted and back to the upright position with a 1/2 human 8 maneuver. Half of a horizontal 8 in the sky. Doing the same thing almost to the left, except he snap rolls on the upline. Shield your eyes from the sun, kids, but watch him as he runs out of airspeed, pushes hard on the left rudder pedal. That's the hammerhead stall turn. Turns it on a dime, gives you 9 cents change. Now, as he gets down towards show center, he pulls up once again, getting forced into his seat at an incredible force of 7 times the normal pull of gravity. He'll run it out of airspeed as the airplane turns one way in response to the propeller going the other direction. This is the torque roll where he backs it up through his own smoke, and going backwards at 70 miles per hour, he flops it out, ladies and gentlemen. That's K9, Ken Appezzato. Give him a round of applause for backing her up like a school bus. Now on the right-hand side, he's up to 45, shoulder rolls to the outside, stops it for after 1.5, and brings it back down with a half an S, or a split S maneuver. Lines up on the 500-foot reference line once again, trading his altitude for airspeed, and he gets it to 200 miles an hour. Goes through a maximum performance aileron roll. This gentleman has been flying and teaching aerobatics for over 20 years. He bought his first Pitts biplane back in 2003 and began operating an aerobatic thrill ride business in Columbus, Mississippi. Now watch him, 3/4 of a mini loop, now pointing it straight down toward the ground. The smoke comes back on. How about that? One of the smallest 3/4 loops performed by anyone in the world. This, the Vortex Eagle, combining the best of the 1946 design of the Pitts biplane and the Kristen Eagle. The designers ran out of money, but this was one of several that was put together, and this now is a one-of-a-kind aerobatic competition display airplane being flown by an active-duty Air Force major. As he does his aileron roll, he now puts it through an aileron roll on the upline and pulls it over the top, making a big circle around the sun. And watch him on the way down, snap rolls it once and twice. High-speed stalls as he yanks that stick back into his lap, causing the airplane to flip around and literally stop flying for about a half a second. Pushing over on the outside, oh boy, he's going to cool it down a little bit as he hangs it. Now watch him, slowing it, hanging it right there on the prop, using 300 horsepower. Now watch him and watch the smoke kind of just bunch up around the airplane. He was almost not flying. That's about as slow as that little Pitts biplane will go, and it takes a great deal of skill to make it do just that. What a guy. Point rolls again across the show line. Gets over to the left-hand side. He wants to thank Wellspring Personal Fitness, Oregon Aero, Skytech Flyweight Starters, Whirlwind Propellers, Softy Parachutes, Hooker Harness, Christopher Mark Designs Jewelry. And if you want to know more about K9 and Appezzato, check vortexaerobatics.com or his MySpace page on www.myspace.com/Vortex Aerobatics. Now, caps it off, points the nose down toward the horizon, and rolls it 1.5 times on the down line to exit off the right-hand side of the aerobatic box. He joined the Air Force in 1989 after graduating from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Pushes over the top. The outside Humpty Bump. Anything that was loose in the cockpit was floating there for a minute. Brings it in down through 200 miles an hour. Now pull back. Listen to the sound of that 300 horsepower as he goes into sliding flight and rolls it on the up line. Caps it off. Gets into a knife-edge dive. Gets it right down on the deck, getting all the energy he can as he now climbs on the left-hand side of the aerobatic box with a half a roll on the up line. Does the inside Humpty Bump this time. The quick reversal by tilting his head back and pulling hard on the stick. Again, using all the gravity he can to gain all the energy he can so he can get ready for this next maneuver. He goes inverted up to the upright with a full aileron roll. Up to 45 now, straight up into the blue skies and over the top. Watch for the snap roll. There's one, and there's two, and he'll come back down the backside, pulling through. That's a loop with a double snap roll on top, the double avalanche. Now he gets it wound around, turns off the smoke. He's going to set up for us for a little bit of a photo pass. You get a chance to see this amazing airplane. The original design of this airplane was back in 1946 by the late Curtis Pitts. He just died a couple of years ago. He initially thought a 65 horsepower engine was enough. But pilots like Ken Appezzato, K9, said, nope, if I want to do things like a photo pass, if I want to do this company, I got to have more power. And 65 horsepower wouldn't do it, but 300 does. And one great amount of skill from that pilot, Ken Appezzato. After pilot training at Columbus Air Force Base, he was chosen to be a first assignment instructor pilot in the supersonic T-38 Talon trainer, teaching the Air Force's newest fighter pilots. We got a couple of T-38s on static display behind us here at Show Center. Little sleek little jets with an RA on the back from Randolph Air Force Base, but here comes K9 once again. Watch him pull up. Gets it going to the left and then tumbles it to the right, goes to the outside and then pulls hard. Gets it turned right around, back towards Show Center, keeping the G's on the airplane, keeping it personal for us here at AirPower over Hampton Roads. The maximum speed on this airplane about 220 miles per hour, and it's built to withstand more than 9 times the pull of gravity. And there's at least 7 right there. He'll get it down toward the trees. Pull up, thank you, Ken. Straight up in the back part of the aerobatic box. He'll run it out of airspeed once again. Watch him as he does. This time, he comes off the power, kicks hard on the left rudder pedal. There's the hammerhead stall turn. Sends it out to the right-hand side. From 1995 to 2000, K9 piloted the C-141 Starlifter, flying strategic and tactical airlift missions to more than 40 countries worldwide. Air Force service to a great aerobatic demonstration for us here at AirPower over Hampton Roads at Langley Air Force Base. This is a man who loves to fly. That's his real job, and even on the weekends, he takes a little leave from the Air Force so he can fly for you here at this great air show tonight. Our Friday night show at AirPower over Hampton Roads weekend. In 2000, just 8 years ago, K9 qualified to fly the C-5 Galaxy. Look at this. One skill as he does a beautiful slow half roll, keeping the altitude the same. Coordination between his feet on the rudder pedals and his right hand on the stick being absolutely marvelous. Going to the outside for the recovery. Coming down to 45, getting her lined up now. As he comes down, he'll cross control it with a lot of left stick and a lot of right right rudder. Slip the airplane down here. Straightening it out. You hear that whirlwind propeller in those 300 horsepower as he now pushes to the outside once again. Ken Appezzato going to be bringing it into land here in just a couple of seconds. He's going to be bringing it into land. And I want you, when he gets back down, he's going to taxi in front of the crowd. I want to thank again his sponsors. Now watch him as he comes down. He slides in kind of sideways because he can't see over the front of the airplane until he's sure of his heading. Then he gets the wings level, gently eases back on the power, pulls back on the stick, and puts all three wheels down on the runway at the same time. Oh, keeping the tail wheel off just a little bit. That's called a wheel landing. And he'll be bringing it around to take a bow here, hopefully, in just a couple of seconds. Maybe we'll get him the chance to do a 180 here, just turn her around, back taxi, and taxi in front of the crowd, so you'll be able to wave at him. Sure, we'll be able to see you as he has a little fun there, getting on the power and working the brakes to keep that tail wheel off the ground. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ken Appezzato.